Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Can we take a minute today to talk about the hustle culture and also about what it means and how people view it? The hustle culture has become the signature for burnout. Like, people say hustle and immediately everyone jumps on them and is like, you shouldn't be promoting burnout. Burnout is toxic and XYZ. Can we stop bunching it into the same box? Hustle does not mean the same to everyone, and hustle does not have to mean burnout. I have been burnt out before in my life. No, it is not good. You should never burn yourself out. However, a lot of the times I've been burnt out, I had no outside pressure. I put pressure on myself because of how I am and my personality. Also, hustle to me just means you get ish done. Hustle to me just means I move and stuff gets done. There are days I work literally 2 hours, and then there are days where I start at 7 and the next thing I know, it is 6 in the evening and I haven't even got up to pee. But not because anyone put pressure on me to work that level, because I was so engrossed and happy and having so much fun with what I'm doing. I just got carried away and I loved it. And some of the people that are talking about cancel hustle culture is because they've never felt that before and they don't understand that type of hustle. You should not be putting pressure on yourself to work evenings and weekends because your boss said so. Your boss shouldn't even be putting that pressure on you. If you're employed from 9 till 6, you should work 9 till 6. I come from the recruitment industry where I used to get up at 6:30, even though I finished at 6, and everyone would be like, oh, so you're leaving already? So you must be great at your job. Like, my bosses put pressure on me. That's not okay. At first, I would stay. I remember doing that. I remember feeling pushed and forced into staying. And then slowly I was like, nah, I can get everything they want me to get done and more between 9 and 6. So I'm going to get it done. I'm going to smash every target I'm given between 9 and 6. And then I'm going to leave because I am paid between 9 and 6. So yes, I should say, it is toxic if your boss is forcing you to do extra hours. Even if they're paying you, you shouldn't be killing yourself for a job. Whether you've got family, like kids or not, you've got a life. You should be able to enjoy it. Evenings, weekends, they're yours. But can we stop telling people that choose to work evenings and weekends that they need to take a break and they should give themselves a break? When I was 16, I had 3 jobs. No one made me have 3 jobs. I had 3 jobs because that's what I wanted to do. I never missed out on parties. I never missed out on going out. Actually, I was 17, not 16. I never missed out on going out. I enjoyed my life. Now, I probably had way more energy then, so I was able to go to work, go clubbing in the evening, sleep for 3 hours, and get up and go to work on a Sunday. Like, I worked every day, 7 days some weeks. I never felt like I was missing out, but it was fun to me. And that's the difference. When you enjoy what you do, it's fun. You don't get burnt out. And sometimes you get burnt out, not because anyone's putting pressure on you, but because you do it to yourself. When I sit here and work in my business for 11-hour days, no one is forcing me and I don't need to. But sometimes I prefer to work 2 11-hour days and then just take the rest of the week off. Sometimes I'll break it down and work 5 hours a day. Some weeks I'm not busy at all. Some weeks I might want to work 7 days. It's not about hustle. Hustle doesn't have to be a bad word. Can we stop saying hustle and burnout equal the same thing? Because they don't. They don't have to. They do because we've gone from one extreme to the other. We've gone from people promoting hustle, work 7 days a week, you got to, which you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. But then we've now gone to the other extreme where we're like burnout, don't do anything. Like, there has to be a happy medium, and you have to choose your happy medium. There is no right or wrong. I chose to work 6 days a week when I was 17 and 18. But guess what? At 19, I was a manager. I've been in the management, like in the management arena since I was 19 years old. First in childcare and then in recruitment and HR. So I busted my butt because I didn't want to wait till I was 30 to be in management. I didn't want to wait till I was 30 to earn certain money. That's a choice. And I knew that for me, and this is for me, getting ahead was working weekends, doing extra, going above and beyond. And my going above and beyond meant I didn't always have time to get everything. I could get all my work done between 9 and 6, but then I wanted to do extra because I was more productive and I was getting more done. And getting more done just meant I got noticed. And getting noticed just meant I got promoted. And getting promoted meant I didn't have to do the labour no more. Yeah, and that's the truth. When I came into a deputy manager or an assistant manager, I didn't have to do the labour work anymore. I got to do a different type of work. I got to chill out a bit. And then when I got to more senior management, yes, I have to manage a team. Yes, I'm in charge of budget, but I don't have to do the day-to-day grind that my staff do. I respect them so much because I've done that job and I know how hard that job is, but I don't have to do that no more. And I wanted to get to here quickly. I didn't want to wait 10 years to get to here. And I'm not saying you have to hustle to get to here, but I already had a plan in place of how I was going to do it. And that's how I did it. And that's how I chose to do it. And I don't think that the way I did it should be looked down or looked at as burnout, because I didn't burn out. Like I said, it was fun for me. I feel sorry for people that don't know what it feels like to get carried away, be so in love with what they do and find their job so enjoyable that you didn't even realise that 6 o'clock came and went and you could have gone home because you were so engrossed. I've had bosses that have said to me, they'll get up and I've been like, what? They're like, it's 6:30. Everyone else has gone home. I've not even noticed. People have said bye to me and I've probably said bye back, but I haven't even noticed because I love what I do. It's a blessing to me to be able to say I love what I do. It's amazing to me to be able to get up in the morning and enjoy the people I work with and what I do, because I've been in jobs where I hated every minute of it. I've been in jobs where I started at 8 and I finished at like 3 o'clock, which is great hours. I've been in jobs where I started at 9 and finished at 3 o'clock. Amazing hour. I hated every minute of it. I counted the clock. I didn't want to be there. I had a toxic boss. You can be in a toxic environment that has nothing to do with hustle, has nothing to do with what society sees as hustle. You should never do anything that doesn't work for you. If you want your evenings and weekends for you, you should take your evenings and weekends. There are some weekends I do absolutely nothing. I sit around all day, I eat food and I chill out. There are some weekends I'm out with friends, I'm living my best life, as people would say, and enjoying things. And there are some weekends I choose to work. If you are being forced to do things that you don't want to do, that is unhealthy and you should never do it. It's not just about career. Anywhere in your life, if you're being forced to do things that make you feel bad, you should change it. You should move from that situation. You should do everything you can to get out of that situation. But if you choose to work your weekends, don't let anyone make you feel bad. If you choose to work your evening, don't let anyone make you feel bad. Don't believe that that is the only way to get ahead, though. And I want to be really clear. Working evenings and weekends is not how you get ahead. The way you get ahead is figuring out what a company values and giving them that. Now, if they value staying late, then you've got a problem because they're going to want you to stay late and you're probably going to need to find another job. But what they usually value is you being able to increase their revenue, save them money, make their processes better. There are all these things that they value. Find out what your company values and do that. Do more of that. When people say go above and beyond, they think that means do all this extra work and become the tea lady and do all this ridiculous stuff. No. And jump through hoops. No. Going above and beyond means finding out what they want and doing more of that. So if I know that my company wants to increase revenue by £1,000 a month, and I know that what I do influences that, I'm going to try and influence that even more during the hours that I work, not additional hours. I'm going to find a way to work smarter. Doing extra hours is just working harder. I do not promote working extra hours. I do not promote killing yourself to the bone for work. No, that's not what you're put on this earth for. You was put on this earth to enjoy and find enjoyment and be fulfilled. That's what you was put on this earth for. Now, if working 11 hours a day is what makes you happy, then do that. But if it's not, figure out how between the hours of 9 and 5 or 9 and 6, you can deliver what your company needs. That's called time management. And a lot of people have poor time management and then say they have to hustle hard. You don't have to hustle hard. You have to not have poor time management. The hour you spent talking about Love Island or the hour you spent talking about what was on TV last night with your coworker was an hour you could have been delivering something for your company. And I'm not saying I love a chat, please no. But if you're not someone who can multitask and talk and work, then maybe you need to cut the conversations down to 10-minute conversations. I don't believe in cutting lunches short unless you want to. I'm someone who eats at my desk often, and I'm always being told by everyone around me, get up, don't eat at your desk. If my staff eat at their desk, I'm like, get up, go and do something. I don't want my staff to eat at their desk because I don't want them to feel like because I do something, I expect it from them, because I honestly don't. And sometimes I will on purpose leave the office on lunch because I don't want anyone to think what I'm doing is what I expect. What happens to me is I might have just got off a really good client call and I just want to do the work right there and then. And that's my personality. It just is who I am. I'm starting to learn that I enjoy being busy. I enjoy that. It just is who I am. I've known for a long time, but there was a point where I didn't know if it was because you always hear about hustle. And I was like, am I just doing this because like I want to hustle? And then when I started my own business and I realized actually I just like being busy, because the days where I have nothing to do, genuinely when I've got all my work done in my business, I literally would be walking around trying to find something to do because that's just my personality. I get bored and I don't always want to go and hang out with friends. I'm an introvert. So I like my own company. I don't want to always be with my friends. My friends impose themselves on me, if I'm honest, because I choose nothing but extroverts. I don't know why, but that's what I do. My friends will just show up at my house and be like, oh, I haven't spoken to you for a few days. You're a bit boring. Let's go do something. I would have been perfectly happy in my house doing some work because it just is my personality. So I just wanted to come on here really quickly. I didn't even want to be on here too long. I just wanted to have that quick conversation and just remind you, anything that doesn't feel good, change it. But don't let society give you this inner dialogue that, oh my gosh, I'm going to burn out because I'm hustling. No, hustle can be working smarter, not harder. Hustle for me is being able to get things done. Things that take people maybe 2 weeks to get done, I can probably get done in 2 days. But not because I'm doing 20 hours and working myself to the bone, because I figured out ways to do things in a better way. Like I'm the queen of copy and paste. And when I say copy and paste, I don't mean it literally, but I mean if I find a shortcut for something, I will copy and paste, like copy and paste. Let's just do it over and over again. I want to make my life easier. I don't want to make my life harder. So hustling for me is finding smart ways to get the same job done. Finding smart ways to have the same results as everyone else, but in a much shorter time. Because I'm impatient, I get bored very easily. So why would I want something to take me 2 weeks if I know I can get it done in 2 days? Like, I just don't understand. I can then spend, if someone gives me a project and they say you've got 2 weeks, and I can get it done to the highest quality, I'm not talking about just quickly getting it done and it's rubbish. If I can get something done and it's of the highest standard, I've then got, well, I did it in 2 days, but I had 2 weeks. I've then got another 12 days to do whatever the hell I want. That's how I've always been. I wanted to be a manager young because then I can do whatever the hell I want and I haven't got to be working my way up. So where I've been in management for so long, every time I've gone into a job, it's been really easy. Even if I didn't go in as the manager, I always went in at any level and I wasn't bothered because I knew I'd get promoted quickly because I knew what it took to get to management. And that's what I wanted for my life. I don't impose what I want for my life on anyone else. When I work with people, I want to know what they want. I want to know what success looks like to them. I want to know, do you just want to work 3 days a week, but you still want to earn 70K? Okay, let's figure out how we're going to get that done. And just because someone works 3 days doesn't mean they don't work hard. Doesn't mean they're not hustling. It just means they've learned how to work smarter, not harder. So can we disassociate the word hustle and burnout? They've become one because when people talk about hustle, they talk about grinding and they talk about like no days off and no sleep. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you can't have any days off. I do agree that if you get one body and if you break that body, you're not going to get another one. So you need to take care of the one body that you've got. But I also believe that if you get up on a Saturday and you feel like working, you can. If you feel like working, and that's no one's business. No, nobody's going to say to me, oh, you should be out enjoying yourself on the weekend and not working. How do you know that my job ain't enjoying? That's the problem. A lot of you don't like what you do, so you're putting your views on other people, and I think that's the issue. You don't like what you do, so you feel like if you work on a Saturday, you're missing out. I ain't missing out. I do everything I want to do. I travel 5 times a year before the pandemic. I'm on holiday. People always ask me, how do you get any work done? You're always on holiday. I was always on holiday all the time. Long haul flights. I've flown in so many different places around the world. I love holidaying. I don't work full time in my 9 to 5. I don't. I do more full time coaching. I do coaching full time, and then I have a 9 to 5 on the side. That's literally how it was. It was the other way around to start with, but that's not what it is now. But you don't know when you're saying to someone, oh, come and have some free time. Like, you work all the time. You don't know what their plan is. You don't know what the goal is, and you don't know if they enjoy it. I've had months where I've worked 7 days a week for like an entire month. And it's because I was working my 9 to 5 during the week, and I'm a first aid trainer. So I was training first aid on the weekend. Now, training first aid doesn't feel like work necessarily, because it's fun and I love it. And I enjoy interacting with the people that I'm training, and it's always a good time. But to someone looking in, they're like, wow, you worked 7 days. You have not had a break. But my break, I finished at like 3 o'clock. So my break was in the afternoon. I didn't have anything else to do. If I hadn't have gone to work that day, I probably would have just been sitting around the house. Again, I'm an introvert. So for me, I had fun doing what I was doing. So sometimes don't look at someone and just assume that they are being pressured or they're stuck in this hustle culture. I will go a month, work 7 days, and then the next 2 months, you're lucky if I work 3 days for the week, because it's choice. Some months I feel more productive and I just want to work every day and get things done. And other times I don't. If you're in a situation where you feel pressured or that you have to work that level to get ahead or get promoted, I want you to just take a minute and realize you do not have to kill yourself to get a promotion. You just have to figure out what your company values. And if your company pressures you to do all these extra hours and to sacrifice your weekends and not go to family events, it's time to look for another company. Work should be something you enjoy doing. Work should be something you enjoy and get paid really well for. You shouldn't dread going to work. You shouldn't feel like you're missing out on your life because of work. It should just integrate really nicely into your life. There are always going to be times when you're like, oh, don't want to go to work today. That's different. That's just normal. Like, it's normal to not want to go to work some days. I love what I do. Do you think it means I want to do it all the time? No, some days I don't want to come to work. Some days I'm like, oh, I'm done for the day. I don't want to show up. The part of my job I love as a coach is talking to people, helping people, showing them the way so that they can do what I do and they can get carried away at work because they're so in love with what they do. The part of my job I enjoy is seeing someone go from not believing in themselves to being absolutely confident. I love when my clients use the word, you brought the powerhouse out of me. One of my last clients said that to me. Do you know how like that felt amazing? I wanted her to be so proud of herself because she said, I feel like a powerhouse. And she smashed it. She tripled her income just through building her confidence. So I love that part of my job. But there's some days I don't want to do anything. I just want to eat cake, and that's okay. So whenever we talk about hustle, I want you to start thinking of it in a way of let's work smarter, not harder. Let's not get sucked into this narrative that hustle has to mean burnout. Let's know that burnout is burnout, and killing yourself at a job is not the way forward. Like, no. No one should still in 2021 be thinking that the only way to get ahead is to work 20 hours a day, Monday to Friday and weekends. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't even be a thought in people's head anymore. But I do understand that there are so many environments where it's so toxic and there's so much pressure put on people, and you are so broken down by how your boss treats you and how your colleagues treat you that you start to think that it is normal. If you're in a pressure cooker every day, of course you'll start to think it's normal, but also eventually you will break. I do not support people burning themselves out or making themselves sick or mentally ill because of a job and because they think it's the only way. In every situation, there is a solution, and there is not just one solution. There is not just one way to success. I'm the queen of letting you know that side doors were built for a reason. Learn to use the side door, because that's exactly what I did. I was told that you will never be successful. You never went and got your degree. You will never be successful because all you've ever done was work with children. You will never be successful. Guess what? Guess what? I was successful because I chose to use the side door. I didn't go the traditional route. My career has been all over the place, but it worked for me, and it's given me the success I wanted. It's given me the things in life that I wanted. So I think the first thing you do before you think about hustle, when you think about burnout, is think about what do you want? What the hell do you want from your life? Make a decision and then work from there. But do not let anyone tell you that your plan or your way is not a good way or the right way, or that you're killing yourself. If you're enjoying what you do, keep doing it. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, change it. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.